Hi, and welcome back to Grammar Time. I'm Yosha, and today we're going to be talking about the past simple. Please excuse my looks. I think it's going to be clear in a moment. Well, what about the past simple now? The past simple is the main time form that you need to talk about actions, states, feelings, opinions, thoughts, and so on of the past. Now, it's a simple tense, but it's a name, isn't it? What does that mean? Well, in affirmative, you don't need an auxiliary. You only need the past form of the verb, and we'll see that in a moment. Now, you may remember this whole thing of las preguntas se hacen así, how in present simple, for instance, you need do to make a question or a negation. And it's just the same in the past simple. You need do for questions and negations, with one little difference. In the past simple, do is did. That's simply the past form, and perhaps I should already tell you, this is an irregular verb, so you really need to study this. Well, without further ado, let's get right into it. Well, so let's go. To start with, I think I already look a bit better, don't I? Did you notice? Well, what I did was I shaved my face, so I took away the beard, and then I put on my contacts, my contact lenses. But what I didn't do is I didn't change my shirt. Here we've already got some examples for the past simple. Did you notice? That's the question. I shaved. An affirmative with a regular verb, so it ends in ed. I put on my contacts, so an irregular verb. Irregular verbs basically do what they want, and you have to learn them by heart. And a negation. I didn't change my shirt. Notice the use of do in the past, that is, of did. Did you notice for question, and I didn't change my shirt. Well, let's take a closer look at it, and we'll start with affirmative and then do negations and finally questions. In the end, you'll be practicing it. Okay, so let's go. So, how do you make an affirmative statement in the past simple? It's really easy, and to show you, I'll just tell you about a few of the things that I did this morning. First of all, I brushed my teeth, and then, as every morning, I walk my dog. Now those two are regular verbs. Take a look at that. We have walk plus ed and brush plus ed, and well, what do? You simply add ed to the verb. Now sometimes you may have to change the spelling a bit, like it's pinned, not pined, so what you have to do is you double the N. The same with traveled, with double the L. And if it's like bathe with a final E, you don't double the E. That would be bathed, and you don't want that. But, well, as a general rule, what you do is simply add ed to the verb and sometimes double the spelling. Now, that's not all there is to it. Let me tell you about some more things that I did this morning. I had a shower, like every morning, and I drank some coffee. Now, these are a bit different, aren't they? There's no ed. No, because these two are irregular. In your textbook, I think you have a table like this, and you have to study it. You simply have to learn the irregular verbs by heart, the past form is in the second column. It's in green here. And, well, go ahead and read them. They're all very, very common verbs. That's why they are irregular. So, well, terribly sorry. This is going to require some effort. So, this much for affirmative. You simply change the form of the verb into the past form if it's regular with a D, if it's irregular, the second column. And that's basically it. Well, with this, the affirmative is basically done. I think you should know everything you need to know about the past simple in affirmative. But what about questions and negations? Well, remember once more that the past simple is a simple form. And that means you need to remember the present simple. In the present simple, you would make a question something like this: does Lisa like mice? And you will negate the same sentence with something like, no, Lisa doesn't like mice. Now, what happens to that in the past? Well, once more, it's quite simple. Excuse the pun. Did Lisa like mice? Or, in the negative form, it would be, no, Lisa didn't like mice. So, that's basically really all there is to it. We would simply use did or didn't. We would use in present, do does, or don't doesn't. So, all you need to do is replace the present form of to do with its past form, did. And once more, just like in the affirmative, there's only one form, did. Well, that's it, really, that's done. So I think you have seen enough explanation now. Let's go and practice. Yes, let's go ahead and practice a bit. What I want you to do is quite simple. I want you to make sentences and then transform them. This is your first clue. In the end, Yasha changed his shirt. It's a bit about in the end. That's a time expression, and we'll ignore it for the time being. So, first of all, let's have an affirmative. Can you do that? Yes, Yasha changed his shirt. And you'll notice how, as I said before, you don't double the E. So it's not changed, but changed. You simply add the D because change ends in an E. And now, the question. Remember, let's play with yourself and see. Did Yasha change his shirt? Well done. Yes. And, well, just to round it up, let's give us a lie. A negative. Yasha didn't change his shirt. That's the way. Well done. Now, let's go on. We'll start with this one. Yesterday we played football. Once more, we're leaving yesterday aside. You can put it in various places. So, let's start with the affirmative. We played football. Yes, well done. And the question. Did we play football? That's the way. Did we play football yesterday? Yesterday, did we play football? Both work, but, well, that's basically enough for now. Now, let's have the negative. We didn't play football. That's the way. Well done. Okay, and one more. The final one. You go to school on Wednesday. This time, I want you to include on Wednesday. Once more, you can put it in various ways. We'll put it at the end where it is. And pay very, very close attention to go, because go, of course, is irregular. So, first of all, let's have that affirmative. Yes. Yes, you went to school on Wednesday. And what about the question? Did you go to school on Wednesday? Yes. And just to top it up, a negative. You didn't go to school on Wednesday. So why didn't you? Well done. Very well done. So, you see basically what I've said before. In the case of irregular verbs, for the affirmative, well, you basically need to learn them by heart. You need to study them. And go, of course, is a verb that you need a lot. So, take this seriously. So, that's basically it for today. Let me just give you a brief summary. The past simple is the time form that you need to talk about actions, states, feelings, and so on of the past. That is, bygones, things that are no longer true. First thing you need to know is it's a simple tense. That means you simply change the verb. You don't have a compound verb like in present continuous, you just change the verb itself. In the case of regular verbs, what you do is you simply add ed with some minor variations on the spelling. And if it's irregular, terribly sorry, you'll have to learn by heart. Finally, of course, las preguntas de sí, las negaciones sani. You need an auxiliary for the for questions and negations. And what you do there is use do in the past. That is to say, you need did for questions and negations. Well, and we're basically done for today. What you have to do now is, well, go and get a bit of practice in. And as usual, thanks for watching and rock on. See you around.